streaming on an app called Haps, if you've not heard of it. And it's multi-streaming to various platforms, Twitter, oh gosh, I forget where all else I'm broadcasting to. And it says my location is Kansas. That I am not in Kansas. We're not in Kansas anymore. I am in Southern California. I think that's my VPN thinks that I am in Kansas. I gotta do something about that. But anyway, just want to come in and talk a little bit about Mental Health Month. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Happy Thursday to you. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it has been that in the US since 1949, so quite a while. But I think the last year, more than ever, people are becoming more and more aware of mental health issues. And with the pandemic, we've seen an increase in anxiety, depression, all kinds of things that it is raising the awareness and hopefully, I hope, decreasing the stigma as well. And so I mainly want to talk about today just how, in terms of our mental health, first off, it should be a priority for all of us. And if it hasn't been a priority for you in the past, now is a really good time. And it's the little things that can add up and matter. Oh, thank you, John. It's good to be here, and really do love live streaming. Love just hopefully breaking some of that mental health stigma and providing information for people, just general information about mental health issues, about therapy, seeking a therapist, and sometimes even becoming a therapist for those people that always, maybe are choosing a career or choosing a second career. But anyway, back to like little things. So I was reading. I always read other psychologist tips on social media and things, and one therapist, I don't know if it was a psychologist, was talking about accomplishing something first thing in the morning. I thought that was interesting. And it made me think of my grandmother, who, gosh, has not been around for over 30 years, and eventually she got her GED. So I'm just saying, like, she didn't go to college, she wasn't a therapist, but she had really good, like, therapy advice at times. And one of among different things that she told me as a kid, one thing she said, make your bed in the morning, because it will make your whole room feel, bigger, cleaner, tidier. You'll feel better even if you do nothing else. And of course, I'm a kid. I'm like, yeah, just a trick to get me to make my bed. But to this day, sometimes it's like my room is like, like it's a little on the messy side. It's like, I'll just make the bed. It works. But anyway, the point is not to get you to make your bed. The point is that sometimes doing little things where you can have a sense of accomplishment is a mood lifter. And if you're depressed, some of these little things can, depending on how depressed you are, they can feel like huge tasks, and they can be difficult. So it's not to say that it's easy, because there's plenty of people who say that just getting a shower feels like a lot of work. But for other people, taking a shower is a mood lifter. And sometimes, I don't know, if you're anything like me, I'll think that, okay, if I'm going to do something healthy, I got to go big. Like if I'm going to get in better shape, then I have to embark on this big workout routine. And it really isn't true. Walking down the street is a start, is something. Doing something is better than doing nothing. And So you don't have to join a gym or buy a fancy program or, have a go big or go home attitude, but like take a walk for a few blocks or, half mile or, whatever small is for you, can be really, really useful. And then another thing that a lot of therapists talk about, and I've also found to be very helpful, is expressing gratitude. And human nature, it seems very easy to complain, to being negative. We seem to have a lot of energy for being critical, complaining, being negative, but expressing gratitude, which can be in various forms. It could be as simple as like, right now you could think of what are two things that you are grateful about your day today. It could be a gratitude journal. Bullet journals are really popular right now, and they have different themes to them. But one gratitude bullet journal is one type of bullet journal where you just write things that you're grateful for. And it really is a mood lifter. I remember reading an article many, many years ago, and I can't tell you who this person is, but it was somebody that had a pretty severe physical illness that had her completely bedbound for a while, and there wasn't much to be grateful for. And she started with, "I'm just thankful to be alive." So it was she was really, really limited, and she just built on that every day, trying to add something to being grateful for. Eventually, her physical health improved, and like I said, I can't remember what she was suffering from, but I remember that struck me as a young person, that just the power of gratitude and what it did for her. And I find for myself, I can get pretty grumpy, pretty negative, overwhelmed, all of that. But tapping into, what am I grateful for today, is can be really helpful. And then finally, I want to talk about just reaching out for help. If this past year has impacted you with anxiety, depression, uncertainty, that isolating, I think we've all found that isolating is not good for us. Even the most introverted people that I know, it was too much isolation, too much, being alone. And so when I say reach out for help, I was, when I initially said that, I was referring to professional help, and I'll get to that in a minute. But also like staying connected with friends or with family members or coworkers, or not not isolating, but talking about what's going on with you. Even connecting on a place like HAPS, like baking. There's not a lot of comments going on in the chat right now, but I've, in my past live streaming, I've had where I've had bigger audiences, people supporting each other and encouraging one another. So that's important. Now, professional help can feel scary if you've never done it before, or even if you have. Looking for a stranger to talk to can feel like an overwhelming task. And sometimes I do entire broadcasts on just that topic. I like the website Psychology Today because you can search for therapists in your area. You can see what they write about themselves, their pictures, links to their websites. Most therapists have websites now. You can get a little bit of a feel for their personality before you even talk to them. And currently I started doing 20-minute free video consultations for prospective clients again. And I've really found that just a little bit of time where the person doesn't feel like they have to commit to me, and I can get a feel for what they're looking for. And if I don't therapists can't specialize in everything. And if somebody contacts me that's really out of an area that I don't, work with, I'll like give them a referral to somebody who does work in that area. So it's so a lot of therapists will do a consultation like that. So you could request that from somebody, and then that would be like a next step. How do you feel? One of the most important things in looking for a therapist is that you want to, and I suggest you ask the question, do I see myself becoming comfortable working with this person? You don't have to be completely comfortable right away, because meeting with a stranger and talking about really personal things can be scary. And if you come from a background where like you were taught like, oh yeah, we don't talk about things outside the family, or in a family where we don't talk about things at all, that then going to a stranger can feel even more like you're breaking a family rule, or it's just like not the right and okay thing to do. Other people don't have so much of a trouble with that, and I mean that's great if you don't. But so yeah, that's a good Psychology Today is a good website, and with a lot of therapists are doing telehealth. That of course just exploded with the pandemic. I did very, very little telehealth prior to the pandemic. I had a lot of, we all have beliefs about things, and our beliefs really dictate our behavior. And I thought that there were a lot of issues with doing telehealth, and a lot of therapists did. Well, suddenly, when it was the only way we could work, then all of a sudden, most of us were a lot more open to doing it. And I found that the beliefs that I had about it just weren't as true as I thought they were after doing, a lot of tough. Because when I first started, I thought, okay, well, I won't. Okay, it's okay with the clients I know really well, but it'd be really hard with new clients. And then the pandemic wore on, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll try. So I'll try new clients. Let's see. Okay, I have a question. I finished my first year in my psychology undergrad degree, BA honors. I passed the class Intro to Psych with a C+. Do you think I should retake it? I'm planning on doing a master's degree in clinical psychology right after my graduation. Well, a couple thoughts. One, first off, Intro to Psych is not the easiest course in undergrad psychology, because it covers like so many, there are so many topics and subjects and areas of psychology, and Intro to Psych kind of gives you an overview of all of them. And it's like, okay, we're going to talk about biology and one day, and we're going to talk about history of psych another, and cognitive psych, and so it's a lot. So anyway, first off, to say that one reason potentially to retake it is to just really like learn that material better, because there's a lot of important material. But on the other hand, as you get into the more specific classes like abnormal psych and things like that, then you like learn the material at a deeper level. I would say it depends on it probably depends on how you do in your other classes, because when you apply to grad school, you do want as best a high a GPA as you can have, and definitely not below a 3.0 in general. Okay, 3.53. Then you probably don't need to retake it. The other consideration would be what kind of program you're applying to and where. Master's degree programs would tend to be well, definitely less competitive than doctoral, like a lot of doctoral programs. And there's different types of doctoral programs too. There's some doctoral programs in research-oriented institutions. Okay, in Canada, I'm not at all familiar with, I should say, because I'm in the U.S. But it would probably be true in Canada as well that the bigger universities that are research-oriented, their doctoral programs are going to take fewer students. In the US, we have a lot of master's degree programs. I have been a director at a master's degree program at Vanguard University in California. I'm actually leaving that position this summer, but I've taught in a grad program for many years. And so in our program, we're looking for clinically minded people that are passionate about clinical psychology that want to become therapists. And so a C+ in Intro to Psych with an overall GPA of 3.30 would really not be an issue, particularly if you had good grades in like abnormal and theories of personality and, do I dare say, statistics. We all hate statistics. If you could get a B in statistics, then you'll be okay. So I would say, yeah, you probably don't need to retake it, but it is definitely good to learn all the information that's an Intro to Psych. The better background you have going into a grad program, the better off that you'll be. But thank you for asking that question. And anyone else that would like to ask a question, please feel free to do that. I haven't done an Ask Me Anything broadcast or things like that because my audience here on HAPS, so I haven't had a chance to build it up yet. Being new to the platform and moving over from Periscope. But if you're watching and what I'm talking about kind of vibes with you, do invite you to follow me. And the more people that come in, I will start doing those Ask Me Anything type of broadcasts again, where you can ask questions about mental health issues and becoming a therapist and things like that. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up for today. But again, if you're just coming in, my name is Dr. Jennifer Fee. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist in Southern California, not Kansas, as the broadcast says. And we were talking about Mental Health Awareness Month, which occurs every May. And thank you, Mark. So yes, and if you have any suggestions for topics, please, submit them. Otherwise, I'm probably going to recycle, what I've done before in terms of talking about going over the basics of anxiety and depression and trauma and cognitive behavioral therapy and EMDR and, all those sorts of things. Maybe next time I'll talk about what to look for in a therapist, those sorts of things. But anyway, if you're watching this and you are in crisis, please do not isolate. Please reach out to a hotline. A really good one is the crisis text hotline. Oh, you're welcome, John. And best wishes to you. And like keep me updated on where you end up and things. The crisis text line, crisistextline.org is their website. And in the US, their number is 741-741. You can text them and say, I need help. In Canada, it's 686868. And in the UK, it's 75258. And they have trained crisis counselors 24/7. They do need volunteers. If you're interested in that, you can reach out to them. My understanding, I have no affiliation with them, by the way, but my understanding is that they put people through comprehensive training. You're not just thrown out there without support and training. So their motto is to take you from crisis to calm. So again, if you're just in any kind of crisis, from you're feeling suicidal, to just have a lot of anxiety, whatever's going on, that's a resource for you to contact. All right, so thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. All right.